Alright, super deal. So now we should have everything stripped off. And now a chain smoker. So I have to light one up here. And we should be all stripped off. And get back to my black. Okay, we should be all stripped off, logged in. With our second command, like in the book says. And now we're on to setting up boot scripts. Okay, so we have to untar that. Tools directory is gone. CD into sources. And let's tar XVF LFS boot scripts tar.bz. CD into LFS boot scripts. Okay. Make install. Clear. That's done. That contains cleanfs, checkfs, console, all that good stuff. Okay. And in 7.3 it goes into how these boot scripts work. You can read about that, and they're better explained there in the book than I am going to tell you. Now it says here we have to configure the set clock script. Okay. So let's say clear, and what do I want to use? I want to use vi. Okay, I can type in vim, it's the same thing because we have a link to it. Sysconfig clock. Okay, now when you use vi, in order to enter in any text, you have to hit I for insert mode. Okay, so now we're in insert mode, and let's free it up a little bit. We'll say dot begin. That was terrible. Begin etc sysconfig clock. Okay, and let's say UTC. I'm not going to set mine to 1. UTC 1. Because I don't want universal time. Okay? I'm not going to add too many comments in here. I'm going to then say clock params equals blank. Okay? And I'll hit end etc. I'm still hitting tab everywhere. There's no tab completion here. Yeah, I think you can add it, but I don't know. Sysconfig /clock. Okay. Now in order to save in vi, you have to hit escape. Okay. You enter a different mode. And you will say :write quit. Okay. Okay. It's the clock script for configuring the console. That's at 7.5. You can read about that. So for us US users, we don't have to do this. Okay. But for anybody watching this outside of the US, you may have to do this. I'm not going to do this because I'm in the US. Okay. You may have to set this version 7.5. Okay, we can skip that. Let's say configure syslog case sysklog scripts. Okay, this is going to take a little time here. We have to say console set syslog. We have to create an init.rc file, input RC file. Okay, take your time on this. So first, instead of, I don't want to make all these. I don't want to type so much up top there, so I'm going to say etc input. I'm going to input RC. I'm going to echo that, bracket it off, into actually let me say begin. dash pound begin into, I just screwed that all up. I just really screwed that all up. Begin Etsy, input RC. We're going to cat that into our input RC file, and now I'm going to echo end into it, and let's say vi Etsy input RC. Okay, so I could have just did that anyway because I messed up. It's okay. So I'm not going to add the modified stuff. It'd be a good rule of thumb to add some of these comments here that they are here. So just in case you want to see what they actually do later. Allow the command prompt to wrap around, wrap to the next line. Okay, and we'll say set horizontal scroll mode, and we have to set it off with a capital O, off. Set horizontal scroll mode off. Okay. Next we say enable 8-bit input. Okay. This should be, take your time on this. This should be pretty exact. Set meta dash flag. Set meta flag on. Okay. And we can copy with vi by saying we're going to enter another, get out of the, I think it's called visual mode, I'm not sure, there's 3 modes to vi. So let's say escape, we'll enter that mode. DD will cut the line out, okay? And if you hit paste, you can copy, okay? And then let's hit I again to modify. So we'll say, or insert, we'll say input meta off, or no, set input meta on. Okay, that's good. Now let's say turns off 8th bit stripping. Okay, turns off 8-bit stripping, and I can say escape paste. I'm going to copy a blank, which actually deletes that. Set I, set convert meta off, capital L. Set convert meta off. We have to say keep 8th bit for display. Okay, that'd be set output meta on. Okay, none viz bell or viz or audible. And we'll say set bell style to none. Okay, and so all the following key messages represent. What are we going to say here? All the following map all of the following map the escape sequence of the value contained in the first argument. I don't know what that means. That doesn't make any sense to me right now. So I'm just going to say, let me just say key maps here. Let's say, we're going to say E, that's a capital O. Okay, not a 0, capital O, D. We're going to say backward dash word. Okay. Now I'm going to copy this out, so I have to say DD after I hit escape. Okay, I'm in that mood. And let me paste it with 1, 2 paste here. Just modify this. EO I for insert again to change. And we'll say delete, 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 delete. I could have left a little bit there. Forward word. Okay. And let's say pound for Linux console. Typing is horrible today. Console. My spelling is not much better. Okay. And let's say paste 1, delete, scrunch that up a little bit. Let's say I for insert. We're going to delete this and replace it with open bracket. Delete this and replace it with a 1, and then let's send a tilde. Okay. And we can get rid of all that. Actually, I guess we didn't need to copy paste. We could have just made something happen. Space beginning of line. Okay, looks good. Let's hit escape to do a copy. So we'll hit escape DD. Let's do like 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll scrunch that up with DD again. We'll say I for input. 4 is going to be end of line. So let's say end of line. And we'll do delete. Let's see. 5 is going to be beginning of delete, delete, delete history. When I say delete, I mean the delete key. Okay. So I think backspace works too. Okay. 5. Let's say 4, 5. Let's say 6 is going to be end of history. End of history. So say end of history. 3 will be delete char. Delete dash char. And then we can get this out of here and say quoted dash insert. Insert 2. Okay. Now let's say for console. What do I have? I don't have anything in my store. So I'm going to say E, capital O, H. I'm say beginning of dash line. Escape, let's DD that. Insert, or I for insert, paste, paste. No. Escape again. Hit paste mode, paste, paste. O, E, O, F. I for insert. Delete with delete key. Capital F. Get this out. Of end of line. Okay. Let's make some space here. And let's say OH. Okay, beginning of line. Okay, I screwed this up here. Let's take and delete this with escape DD. Okay, hit insert. And let's say for X term. Goes right here. X term. Then we can jump down, escape, then paste, and console is going to be down here. Okay, and I can just, let me snag one of these. Escape DD, paste, let's say paste, and I can say E, open brackets, I'm going to hit escape one more time, paste. Ooh, okay, I got you. I cleared my buffer. Say E, open brackets H, and this is going to be I, or beginning dash of line. Okay, and escape E, forward slash, or open bracket F is, and we have to put a colon. Now we say end dash of dash line. Oh my god, my alarm's going off. No. End of line. Alright, and that should be end of, let's see, put dot RC. So let's shore this up just by hitting escape into delete mode, or I don't know if it's called delete mode, visual mode, and some other mode. Okay, okay, escape, and then we say colon right quit. Okay, that's done. Locale A. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the video here, and we'll pick it back up at 7.8, which is the next section. We have to go over these locales, but I'm not sure if I put ISO 8815 or 8859-1, or if I put 0.1. So I'm gonna cut the video, and I have this on my other machine here. I'm gonna take a look at that, and I should be able to give you a better idea, because that can be a little confusing right there. Alright, so don't fret, we're like, I don't know, 2 tutorials from the end. Peace out.